Hey, my friends, this is Loli. Welcome to Loli's Creations. Let's jump into the first inspiration. We are going to use a pack of these planks from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use 4 planks out of these. Here you see 3, but later on added another one. So the first thing that I did was paint this with my white Black and Decker paint and primer. It took forever there, but magic, I did it. Then I took one of these napkins that I got from Dollar General, and unfortunately, it only had one side printed. I was not happy about that, but hey, we're gonna work with it. So one one of these napkins was enough to cover 2 planks. So here I'm gonna add some Mod Podge to all of my planks, and I'm going to place them to dry to the side. And once they were all dry, I'm going to take that napkin and I placed it over 2 of the planks, and this is after the Mod Podge was dry. And as you see there, it was a little bit of a hassle to remove that fly from there, but I get it done. So here we're gonna add some parchment paper on top of our napkin once I have it nice and centered. And I'm going to use my heat press to adhere my napkin to the surface. What it does here is the heat reactivates that Mod Podge and allows the napkin to adhere firmly onto the plank. Once that was done, I separated the 2 planks from each other using scissors at first, and then I used a utility blade to just help me get to the middle there without tearing that napkin away from the planks. Once I had those 2 separated, I took a file and I'm removing all the excess napkin from it to reveal a nice clean edge. Then I used 3 of these leather words that I got from Dollar Tree, and with these packs they don't have the same words for the same color, so I had to use a darker brown one there, so I added it to the middle. And I just attaching this using some hot glue, and I decided to put the words on the last 3 planks. Here I turned over the sign and I'm using some of this ribbon to adhere both of these together. So once I knew exactly how much ribbon I needed, I used it as a pattern to cut a second piece of ribbon. I made sure to burn the edges of the ribbon to avoid any fraying. Then I attached these ribbons to the back of the planks as you see right there on each side, making sure that everything was spaced correctly, and I added some hot glue in order to achieve that adhesion. I would recommend adding some masking tape to the back of these as well to give it a little bit more security. Friends, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching. And to my subscribers, guys, you guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for all your support. Now it's time to embellish this a little more. I took some of this boxwood from Dollar Tree, and I'm removing the individual sprigs off. We're going to rearrange them onto this piece. So the first thing that I did was just, check exactly how I wanted this. I wanted to just eyeball it, see what was the best look, and I decided to come in with 2 different kinds of boxwood. These both came from Dollar Tree, and here I'm just making sure that it's all cohesive. So I decided to use these darker green ones, and I added them using a bit of hot glue by gluing them the stems right there onto the middle. Once those 2 pieces were adhered, I took a white sunflower from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue it to the middle of the 2, where the 2 stems unite, to cover that up and give this some more interest. Friends, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up and share, because sharing is caring. Now it's time to give it a hanger. So I took a piece of the same ribbon and I cut a piece that was long enough to be a hanger. And you're going to add it using the same technique that we used for the rest of the ribbon. We're going to add some hot glue and of course burn off those edges to make sure that you have no fraying. Fraying. Friends, if you enjoyed this video so far, I hope you will consider subscribing and hit the notification bell and set it to all so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. And here it is all complete. Let me know what you think. This video is part of the Napkin Challenge that is hosted monthly by Sarah from Sunflower and DIYing. And for this collaboration, we are crafting our own stash of napkins to create whichever decor suits our heart. So I'm going to be linking her channel and the playlist to this collaboration in my description box and in the comments. Make sure you head on over and say hello. And while you're there, subscribe. This collaboration is filled with talented creators. All right, for our next inspiration today, I'm going to use this wooden pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it with 2 coats of my Rust-Oleum Black & Decker paint and primer. Once the paint dried, I took some Mod Podge and added it in the very center of my pumpkin. Then I added my peduncle using some burnt amber from Apple Barrel. If you see there at the bottom, I'm creating little jagged edges by just using the paint strokes going upwards to give the illusion of texture in the bottom or the base of the peduncle. With the Mod Podge now dry, I'm positioning this napkin onto there. I'm just removing the back end, and we are going to add the napkin to the very center of the pumpkin where we added the Mod Podge. And again, with the help of some parchment paper, I'm going to place it on top of the napkin and pass my heat press over it to adhere the napkin to the pumpkin. Then I added this faux leather blessed word from Dollar Tree right to the center of the napkin. And you already know I'm not done yet. I took some of these boxwood from Dollar Tree and I cut them into two different sprigs to position onto the top of the pumpkin right there. And just making sure that it is the right position. I did do the stems a little too long, so here I'm just trimming them off so they will be the perfect size and I'll be able to camouflage them later. Now here I'm adding some hot glue to the very middle there, and I held the pieces in place until it's set. Once they were nicely secured, I added a little bit more hot glue into the same position, and I'm adding this sunflower right there in the middle. And I could have stopped right here, but you know already I'm extra. So I took 2 of these pieces. This came from one of those wooden NDF signs from Dollar Tree that I just cut them to size. And I painted them using my burnt amber from Apple Barrel. Once they dried, I'm going to sandwich the pumpkin against these 2 pieces. So I just added some hot glue to do that. I started first with one side, added a nice generous amount of hot glue on there, pressed it and held it in place until it dried, and then I added the second one in the back using the same technique. If you see, my pumpkin was a little bit warped, so this helped it straighten up a little bit. And I thought that the front was a little bit bland, so I added some Spanish moss to the front. Then I thought this was the perfect bed for some pumpkins. So I took some of these leather pumpkins from Dollar Tree and I'm going to add one right there. Added some hot glue to it. And I ended up painting the stems. So I would say paint the stems before you add them. I didn't. Here I'm adding another one, a buffalo check. I figured that it will match with the pattern of the napkin. And I just wanted to put a little bit more to it. But here you see how I come in with a little bit of burnt amber, and I want to make those stems not look so plasticky, so that's why I added that color to it. And I also added a little bit of the burnt amber, doing a dry brush over the white, so it won't be so stark white against the pumpkin. And I also painted the other stem of the other pumpkin. Then I took some of these acorns from Dollar Tree and I glued it right there, and that is it for this one. This is beautiful, guys. Let me know what you think. I love it. This next inspiration is a beautiful fox. I took one of these wooden foxes from Dollar Tree and sanded it down in any rough edges that it had. Then using my Black & Decker paint and primer in the color white, I painted the entire piece using that. Then I added Mod Podge to all the raised surfaces on there, the head, the tail, and the one leg. While the fox was drying, I took one of these signs from Dollar Tree and removed the plastic and that middle piece from there as well. And I filled it up with some of this floral foam from Dollar Tree. Then I took another napkin and I'm going to add it to all the areas where I added the Mod Podge. But I realized that I still had that hole there, so I took some of this lightweight spackle from Dollar Tree and covered up that hole so it will not be seen on the front of the fox. Then I positioned my napkin as you see there, added my added my hot press over it and attached the napkin in place. Cut off the excess and I kept adding it onto the other places using the same technique. Then I cut off the excess napkin and came back in using a nail file, removing the excess napkin. Then I colored in the eyes using this black furniture marker from Dollar Tree and took some white Black & Decker paint and primer and added the inside of the eyes just by using the back of my brush and then putting two little dots inside of that once I have dried it. Then I took the same furniture marker and just outlined the entire fox just to give this a little bit more depth. Now it's time to put this fox in its habitat. So I'm going to stick it onto the floral moss as you see there. And then I'm taking two of these tumbling tower blocks and gluing it to the back to provide this a bit of security and stability. Then I took some of these white sunflowers from Dollar Tree and we are going to add it in different parts of the floral moss, just spreading it around until it looks beautiful. I also added some leftover leaves in between the flowers to provide some more greenery and to cover up that moss. Check out my son bouncing off the couch. Then I took some leftover pieces of boxwood and I added it in different sections in between the flowers, just trying to give this a wild garden feel. Friends, if you're still with me this deep into the video, I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Leave me a fox emoji in the comments so I know who you are. Then I added some of this wheat-like little sprigs from Dollar Tree onto there in different spots so it would look like the fox is playing around some high grass. So it looks a little bit more wild. And I had this leftover cattail and I added it on there as well. Now it's time to give it a little face. So I took the same black furniture marker and I'm going to give it a little nose. And then the outline of a mouth, just making like an M kind of figure coming out of the nose, just like that. So now here I'm taking some Spanish moss, and I'm just filling in the areas that are a little bit bare so you do not see that floral foam. And that came in with some of these acorns as well from Dollar Tree, and I'm adding them in different places because you know that Fox is looking for some food. So that's what I did there. I put it in like 4 places within the plant tub. And voila, we are done. Let me know what you think. And let's jump right into the final reveal. Don't forget to let me know which one of these is your favorite. And let me know if you would have just left the pumpkin as a hanging pumpkin or if you like this tabletop pumpkin more. Friends, if you enjoyed this content so far, I hope that you will consider subscribing before leaving and sharing it with others to help my channel grow. So don't forget to share because sharing is caring, and subscribe. It is all free and it means the world to me. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. And don't forget to visit my friends in the playlist. And if you would like to watch some more of my videos, here's a suggestion, and you're welcome to binge away with this playlist. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. You are amazing. Bye.